we had a discussion in the last session. We had a discussion about, sir, fundamental data types present in Python. Sir, which are fundamental data types in Python, sir? Do you know? Int, next and after that float. Int is the fundamental type, float is the fundamental type. Can you spell out any other, sir? Int, float, next complex, next bool, complex bool, and then str. These things are by default considered as fundamental data types present inside Python. 5 data types, right? Okay, these are by default fundamental data types present inside Python. Okay, int to hold integral values, float to hold floating point values, next complex to hold complex numbers. Sir, sometimes we may see a plus bj. Sir, these type of complex numbers especially helpful to develop mathematical applications. There we can have complex data types are okay, complex numbers. Next, boolean values means to represent logical values like true, or false, like these kind of things are nothing but what boolean. Next, str means a single character or a sequence of characters, something like Durga, I want to represent this value Durga. Some data type must be required. That data type is nothing but what? str. Clear up to this, right? So in Python, how many fundamental data types are available, sir? These 5 are fundamental data types, right? Next, one type to another type, we can able to convert. Okay, that process is by default considered type casting. Are you getting that? That process is called what? Typecasting or type coercion. Are you getting that? What is that, sir? Type coercion. Okay, either coercion or casting, both the things are nothing but always the same, sir. Typecasting. Sir, now, sir, I have to perform typecasting. Sir, there are 5 functions are available, sir. Sir, what is the first function? Int function. What is the first function? Int function. Sir, second function is float function. Next, and after that, complex function. Next, bool function. Next, complex function, bool function. Next, and after that, str function. Like, sir, total how many functions are available, sir? 5 functions are available, sir. Int function, float function, complex function, bool function, and then what? str function. Like 5 functions are available, sir. Sir, now I covered already int function, right? Sir, you know, we can use int function to convert any other type value to int. Remember that. To convert any other type value to int, we can use int function, right? Okay. Best example for you, sir. I want to convert float value 10.123, sir, to int. Then automatically, what is the value by default we are going to get, sir? 10. What is the value we are going to get? 10. Okay. Sir, int 10 plus 20j. Can you please tell what is the output by default we are going to get, sir? Remember that. What is the output we are going to get? Yes. Make sure, sir, the output by default we are going to get is type error. What is that, sir? The output we are going to get type error, sir. It is the error type error, because complex numbers we can't convert into int. Remember that. Complex numbers we can't convert into int. Complex numbers we can't convert into float. Remember, complex to int not possible, complex to float also not possible, right? Okay, type error by default you are going to get, sir. The same way, int of, take very special case, sir. Int of, sir, boolean value true I'm taking. Anyone, can you please tell what is the value I'm going to get, sir? Respond. What is the value by default I'm going to get? 1. Int of true means 1. Int of false means what? 0. Remember, int of false means what? 0, because internally, sir, these boolean values true and false are implemented as integral values. Remember that, as integral values. True means 1, false means 0. True means 1, false means 1, 0, 0, like this, right? Okay. Sir, what is the next thing we have to aware? What is the next thing we require to aware, sir? Next, even if you want, you can convert. Sir, string to number, no problem at all, sir. String to number itself is acceptable. Okay. But if I can take, sir, 10.5. If I can take 10.5, then immediately we are going to get what? Value error. Somewhere we covered in the last session very clearly, sir. Sir, if you want to convert string type to int type, compulsory this string value, compulsory this string value should be, this string value should be int value, should be integral value, and is of base, which bases are base 10. Remember that base 10. Make sure, sir, this is what you people should aware. Okay, sir, by mistake if you are taking TEN or if you are taking FACE something like, immediately we are going to get error, sir. Remember, so compulsory this value should be, compulsory this value should be what types are? Anyone can you please tell? Compulsory this value should be what type? Int type only, int value, integral value only, and base 10 only. Remember that, sir. Okay, so that's all. This is about how int function is going to work, sir. Int function can work from any type to int type except complex type. Remember that, sir. So complex numbers you can convert, floating point numbers you can able to convert, boolean you can able to convert into int. Next 10 and 10.5, I mean string to int is also possible, but whenever you are trying to convert string to int, only one small condition is there. What is that small condition here? Is compulsory the argument should be integral value in the decimal 10 only. Sir, base 10, next I mean base to binary, octal, hexadecimal, such type of things are not applicable, right? Everyone can able to understand? Yes, are you in a position to understand, right? Okay, that's all. This is what you people should cover, what we discussed, right? Sir, what is the next thing we have to talk about? Sir, we covered. What is the next one, sir? Float. Remember this. What is the next one we require to talk about? Float, right? Okay, sir, we can use a float function. We can use a float function to convert, sir, any other type to float type. Any other type to float type, sir. Sir, very simple. Float function I'm taking, float of 10. Float of 10. Then automatically what we are going to get, sir? Can you spell out what is the output we are going to get? 10.0. Float of 10 is nothing but 10.0. Next, float of 10 plus 5j. Remember that. Float of 10 plus 5j. Can I spell out what errors are? Type error by default we are going to get. Just now we covered already. Sir, complex numbers to int not possible. Complex numbers to float not possible. Okay, remember that. Next and after that, sir, float, can I able to convert boolean to float or not? Yes, man. What is the answer? 1.0. Are you getting what is the answer, sir? 1.0. Make sure, sir. Next, sir, can I able to convert string to float or not? Yes, man. 10.0 by default you are going to get. Sir, if I can take float of 10.5, float of 10.5, no problem at all. 10.5 by default we are going to get, sir. But sir, this if I can provide TEN, if I can provide TEN, next time after that, if I can provide any other base, if I can provide any other base, something like 0B1111, immediately we are going to get value error. Regarding immediately we are going to get value error in the last two cases, right? Clear? That's all. So float, we can convert any type value to float value by using float function except complex numbers. Next, whenever we are trying to convert str type to float type, compulsory str should be either integral value or floating point value, either integral value or floating point value, and should be specified only with the base 10 only. Binary, octal, hexadecimal, such type of things are not applicable. Remember that we covered all these things with examples in the last session. Okay, like, sir, next and after that, what is the next one we require to talk about? Complex numbers, right? Okay, sir, this one is the very important. Take a bit very special care about this terminology, right? Make sure you should aware. Sir, now here just take a bit very special care. Sir, if the students are having any doubt, at last I will discuss. Don't worry about that. Sir, Om Kosalge. Next and after that, one more person, Anand Singh. Okay, there are some small doubts you people are raising. At last we will discuss. Don't worry about that. Okay, if it is in the continuation, I will discuss, no problem. But still, if we are missing something in the continuation, at last we are going to discuss 10 minutes or 15 minutes. There, all these doubts we can able to clarify. Don't worry, sir. Okay. So by mistake in the flow, I'm missing anything. Don't worry. But I'm keep on observing. But flow maintenance purpose, what I can do, I may ignore some of your doubts. Don't worry. Please keep in your chat window. At last, we will discuss all those things. Okay. Okay. Can I continue, right? It's because here all the people are there, right? In the doubt spot, we are going to discuss. Okay, that's all. Sir, are you able to understand, right? Okay, yeah. Sir, now complex. Sir, I didn't cover this one, sir. Take very special care. Make sure, sir. By using complex, we can use this function to convert x to convert. We can use this function to convert other types to complex type. Regarding other types to complex types, sir. Other types to complex type. Make sure more concentration must be required, sir. Other types to complex type. Sir, how you can use this function? There are two forms are available. Form 1, sir. Complex of x, sir. Regarding how many arguments I'm passing? Can you spell out? How many arguments I'm passing? Only one argument, x. Sir, now I'm taking form 2, sir. Form 2 complex of x comma y. Regarding complex of x comma y. Sir, how many arguments I'm passing now? Two arguments, right? Sir, now this one more or less is equal to x plus 0j. Okay? Sir, whatever x you are passing, that x by default considered as real part. Regarding what is this x, sir? Argument, only one argument. That argument is always considered as one real part. If you pass a second argument, now that second argument will become imaginary part. Sir, can you please tell what is the code, sir? X plus yj. Remember. So if you are passing two arguments, then automatically it will become x plus yj. Remember. So total, how many complex functions are there, sir? Two complex functions with one argument and two argument. If only one argument you are passing, this argument will become only real part. If two arguments we are passing, first argument will become real part, second argument will become imaginary part. Okay, sir. Now let me talk about, sir, what is the first part, sir? Okay, what is the first part? Observe that. Sir, can you please tell what is the purpose of complex function? Please respond. What is the purpose of complex function? Normal complex function to convert any other type value to complex type. Sir, how many complex functions are available, sir? How many complex functions are available? Two functions. What is the first one? One argument. What is the second one? Two argument. If you are passing only one argument, that argument will become real part. If you are passing two arguments, now the first argument will become real part, second argument will become imaginary part. Regarding first argument will become real part, second part will become imaginary part. Remember that, sir. Okay, so we can use the word, these functions according to Woop's concept, these functions are called overloaded functions. Vedant, sir, overloaded functions. What is the meaning of overloading? Is method and name is the same, but arguments are different. Regarding maybe number of arguments or type of arguments, these type of things are functions are called, in Woop's concept, it is overloaded functions. Remember that, sir. Two complex functions are available. Okay, now I'm ready to go for first function, how to use, right? Sir, if I print complex of 10, can you please tell what is the output I will get? You can able to guess, right? So 10 plus 0j. Regarding 10 plus 0j. 1 minute, sir. Let me execute parallelly also. 1 minute. Let me my, sir, arrangements also. Let me execute parallelly by using ideal, sir. Python ideal. Sir, here just I'm ready to take, sir, what is the function name? Complex of 10 I'm taking, sir. Can you please observe what is the output by default? We are going to get, sir, 10 plus 0j. Now my question is, complex of 10.5. Complex of 10.5, no problem, because the real part can be either integral part or floating point, no problem at all. Real part can be either int value or float value, no problem. 10.5 plus 0j. Next, can you please tell complex of true? Please respond. What is the answer we are going to get? Complex of true, 1 plus 0j, because 1 plus 0j, complex is 1 plus 0j. Okay, like yes, 1 plus 0j, sir. Next, and after that, here just take a bit very special case, sir. Next, complex of false I'm taking, sir. Complex of false I'm taking, sir. If I can take complex of false, complex of false, can you please tell what is the value? False means what? 0 only, 0 1. 0 plus 0j, what is about its value, sir? 0j. Remember that. What is about its value, sir? 0j. So if you want to convert any other type to complex type, then we can go for complex function. Complex of 10, complex of 10.5, complex of true, complex of false, like this, right? Sir, is it possible to convert string to complex or not? No problem at all. Sir, observe that. Complex of 10 I'm taking, sir. Even it is the string, internally the number only. Can you please tell what the output? Oh, respond. What the output, sir? 10. Sir, if I can take a complex R, if I can take a complex R 10.5, please respond. What the answer? Respond. What is the answer? 10.5 plus 0j. 10.5 plus 0j. Next, I'm taking complex of TEN. Are you getting complex of TEN? I'm taking. What is the answer, sir? Complex of 10. What is the answer we are going to get? So do you know, sir, value error? Complex value error, by default we are going to get complex arg is a malformed string. Sir, now I'm taking some other base, complex of, okay, 0, complex of 0b 1111, like this I'm taking. Can you please observe that? Same error by default we are going to get. Clear for all of you, right? So we can use complex function to convert any type, any type to, we can use complex function to convert any type to complex type, sir. But here only one argument we are passing. That one argument by default acts as the real part. Remember that, sir. Okay, you can pass int value, you can pass a float value, you can pass boolean value, you can pass a string value. But if you pass a string value, compulsory either int value or float value. Int value should be only in base 10. Clear? Ayo, are you able to understand up to this? Sir, how the complex function is going to work? Okay, that's all. Sir, this is the first argument complex function, sir. Sir, now second argument complex function is also there. Sir, I forgot, sir. Anyone, can you please tell what is the syntax? Complex of x comma, complex of x comma y, complex of x comma y. Can you please tell it will become what? It will become what? X plus yj. Are you getting? It will become x plus yj, sir. Remember that, sir. Now take very special care. Of course, it is exactly same as previous case only. There is no big thing, right? Observe complex of 10 comma 20. What is the output? Array complex of 10 comma 20. Yes, complex of 10 comma 20. What is the answer by default we are going to get, sir? Okay, here 10 plus 20j. Remember that 10 plus 20j, like this, right? Okay. Next, complex of true comma false I'm taking. Are you getting? True comma false I'm taking. What is the answer? 1 plus 0j. Next, complex of 10 comma 20.5. 10 comma 20.5. 10 plus 25 20.j. Next, not error. Why you are expecting error? Okay, because float, I mean real part, imaginary part can be either int value or float value. No problem at all, sir. Sir, now complex of 10 I'm taking comma. Sorry, 10 I'm taking comma. Here 10 I'm taking comma. Sir, 12 I'm taking, sir. Can you please observe? What is the answer by default you are going to get? Complex can't take Here just read this point very carefully, sir. Complex can't take second arg if first is a string. Oh, here have you observed, right? If the first one is the string, compulsory. If the first one is the string, compulsory one argument only. You are not allowed to provide second argument. Remember that, sir. If it is the string, remember that if the first argument is the string, compulsory one argument only we require to pass, sir. Compulsory one argument only we require to pass. By mistake, if you are passing second argument, immediately error by default you are going to get. That's all. But all these loopholes, sir, if you want, you can review once again. But anyway, just aware there is one function, complex function, to convert other types to complex type. That knowledge is more enough, sir. But all these internal loopholes, okay, if you are interested, you can do that analysis. Clear? Yes, man? Are you able to understand? Sir, what is the purpose of complex? Next, how many complex functions are available? Two forms. What is the meaning of each form? How you can able to use? Both the things I covered very clearly, right? Sir, can I go to the next level? Yes, man. Can I go to the next level? Sir, up to this we covered int function. We covered. What is the next one? Float function we covered. Next, what is the next one? Complex function also we covered, right? Complex function also we discussed. What is the last one, sir? Bool function. what is that function name, sir? Bool function, right? Sir, a bit dangerous function. Take a bit very special care about this one, sir. So what is the need or what is the purpose of bool function? I mean, SCR is also there. We will discuss. Don't worry, sir. Sir, bool function, a bit dangerous function. Take a bit very special care. I will explain in detail, sir. Sir, what is the purpose of bool function? The name itself indicates. With the previous knowledge, you can able to tell. To convert, yes, man. To convert other types to Boolean type. To convert other types to Boolean type. Sir, for int argument, sir. Now, take very special care. All possibilities I am going to discuss, right? For int argument, what is the way, sir? Bool of 0. What is the answer? Right? Bool of 0. What is the answer? Converting into 2 Boolean. What is the answer, sir? Excellent. The answer is always one. False. Excellent. Sir, can you please tell bool of 10? What is the answer? Bool of 10. What is the answer? Respond. Compulsory you people should aware, sir. Bool of 10. Can you spell out what is the answer, sir? Yes. Make sure. Yo, not getting. Respond. Immediately you have to respond. Yes, good. Raghunath Verma, bool function we are using to convert into Boolean. The output is always either true or false. Okay, or error. There is no chance of some 0B, such type of terminology. Yes, what is the output by default you are going to get, sir? Remember that, sir, most of the people are responding, sir, we are going to get error. Right. True is the answer. So for int argument, how the behavior is very simple. 0 means false, non-zero means true, sir. Okay, Boolean function, bool function, if you pass int type as the argument, I hope. Okay. Yeah. Now can you please cross check, sir? Yeah. Yeah. Just wait for a minute. There is one. Hello. Yeah. Can you please cross check? Now are you able to listen my voice? Please check. Are you able to listen my voice? Yes. Are you able to listen my voice? Yes. Maybe small technical problem. Suddenly it's got disconnected. Okay. Now, anyway, just I hope you can able to see the screen also. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. Just maybe a small technical problem. Sir, now just to take a bit very special care. Sir, Boolean, if you pass into argument, okay. Sir, what is the value of Boolean of 0? 0 means false, non-zero means true, sir. Okay. Let me show this possibility, right? Just have a look once very clearly, sir. Sir, I'm taking bool of 0, sir. What is the output I'm getting? Bool of 0. What is the output? By default we are getting false. Next, bool of sir, just I'm taking 10, sir. What is the output we are going to get? True. So very simple point you should aware, sir. Simple point you should aware. 0 means false, non-zero means true, sir. Suppose I have one small doubt, sir. Yes, one student is asking, sir, negative number. Vedant Tiwari is asking, sir, what is the output? By default we are going to get a true, because the reason is negative, non-zero means what? True only. Whether it is a positive number or negative number, non-zero means true only, right? Clear? Sir, if you pass into argument, what is the behavior for the bool function, right? Next, the second one, sir. Take very special care. If for float argument, okay? For float argument, what is the behavior, sir? For float argument, what is the behavior? Very simple, sir. If a total number value is 0, then the result is false. Otherwise, the result is the true, sir. Remember this one. Total number value result, the total number is 0, 0, 0, 0 or 0.0, like if it is evaluated to 0, then automatically it is treated as, okay, sir, false. In all other cases it is treated as true, sir. Remember this one. Remember this one, sir. Sir, I have 0.8 here. Just observe. I'm going to check all these possibilities, right? Sir, just 1 minute. Have a look once. Sir, for the float, bool of. Here I'm taking sir, 0.0. Is it 0.0 means what? 0 only. 0 means what? What the answer? False is the answer. Excellent. Bool of 0.1 I'm taking. Can you please tell, is it 0? Is it 0? No. That's why, what is the answer? By default we are going to get true is the answer. Even 0.8 is also true only. So someone is asking 0.8, Divya. 0.8 is also by default considered the true only, right? So very simple. If both sir, before decimal, after decimal, before decimal point or after decimal point, everything with the 0, then it is treated as the false. Sir, if it is not 0, then automatically it is treated as a true, sir. Okay, clear for all of you, right? 0 means false, non-zero means true, sir. Okay, now I'm taking bool. Of sir, 0.01 I'm taking. What is the answer? 0.01. What is the answer? Obviously true is the answer, because it's not 0. That's why true itself is the answer. So for int argument, for float argument, rule is the same. 0 means false, non-zero means true, sir. Okay, make sure. Next and after that, for complex numbers, very important, sir. For complex numbers, how the behavior, sir? Sir, I'm passing a complex number as the argument, sir. A complex number as the argument. How the Boolean function is going to be evaluated? Can you please tell? Can you please guess, sir? Bool of 10 plus 20j I'm taking. What is the answer? Ayyo. What is the answer we are going to get? Very simple, sir. Very simple. Good. You are in the correct track. Very simple, sir. If both the real part and the imaginary part both the real and the imaginary part are 0, 0, then it returns false. If these are not zeros, then it is a returns a true, sir. Remember, we never going to get any type error and so on. Okay, sir, both the real part and imaginary part, both are 0, then only we will get a false. If not 0, at least one not 0, then true is the answer, sir. Okay, very simple it seems. Now observe that bool of 0 plus 0j. What the answer? 0 plus 0j. What the answer? False is the answer, sir. Bool of 0 plus 1j. What the answer? Array 0 plus 1j. What the answer? True is the answer. Simple, sir. If both the real part and imaginary part both are 0, then the result is false. If at least one is non-zero, then the result is a true, sir. Okay, that's all. Next, last terminology. Sir, we covered int argument, we covered float argument, we covered complex numbers also. Next, for string argument. For string argument, how the behavior, sir? For string argument, how the behavior? Very simple, sir. If x is empty string, result rule observe that. If argument is empty string, empty string. What is the meaning of empty string, sir? Very simple. Single quote open, quote close, or double quote open, double quote close. Nothing is there. Then it is treated as false. Remember, if the argument is empty string, then it's treated as false. In all other cases, it is treated true only. Remember, sir, now I have a small doubt, sir. Bool of single quotes open, single quote close. What is the answer? Array open and close. What is the answer? What is the answer? False is the answer. Are you getting right? Sir, bool of here true I'm taking, or otherwise Durga I'm taking. Durga I'm taking. Can I spell out what the answer, sir? Bool of Durga I'm taking. True is the answer. Clear, right? If empty string, then only the result is false. If not empty string, so we are going to get what? True here, the answer. So it's very clear. Bool function never going to raise any error for any type of data, man. Okay, good. Bool type never going to raise any error for any type of data. Remember that. Whether it is the triple quotes or double quotes or single quotes, the result is always, behavior is always the same. Okay, remember. Next, if the space is there, Divya is asking some doubt. Sir, bool, here observe that. Bool of single quote, space, single quote, like this. Can you please guess what is the answer? Yes, man. Is it empty string or non-empty? Is it empty string or non-empty? Empty or non-empty? Non-empty. Space is also treated as one character only. Remember that. Space is also treated as one character only. That's why it is not empty. Not empty means what? True is the answer. Clear, right? Divya, I hope you can able to understand. So space is also one character only. If the character is there, it is a non-empty. Non-empty means we are going to get a true as the answer. Clear, right? This is about what is the functions are? Bool function. Clear for all of you, right? So these are a bit confusion because several rules we are covering dynamically. That's why better after completing this session, open the notes and just are better to take important points for your reference. But anyway, just after completing just operators concept and so on, I will provide clear downloadable material. Happily, all these things will be there in that material. But until few days, I'm not going to share. You have to open the notes and then you have to write running notes just for few days. And then I will share the material. Sir, don't worry. But habitize with my terminology, habitize with my points, like that's about my intention. But after that, at the end of the day, definitely you people are going to get complete material, all the things in the very neat format, right? Don't worry. Sir, completed up to this? Are you in a position to understand? Yes, man. Okay, that's all. So how the type conversion functions are going to work? Sir, we covered first one, int function. We covered about float function. Next we covered about complex function. Even we covered about bool function, right? Now the last function, what is that, sir? str. This function is a very, very important, sir. We can use this function to convert any type to str type. Any type to str type. Here, simple rule, no restrictions. No restriction. Whatever value you are providing, sir, that value will be converted into string style. You are not having any restrictions. Anything you can pass, any type you can pass, no problem at all, sir. Sir, now have a look once. str of 10 I'm passing. Int value I'm passing. Yes, sir, 10 will come in the int form. str of 10.5. 10.5 I'm passing, sir. str of 10.5 I'm passing. Float value, no problem at all. str of true I'm passing. True I'm passing. True is the answer. str1. str of, just have a look once. str of, sir, now I'm taking 10 plus 20j. 10 plus 20j we are going to get. So no restrictions at all. You can pass any type to string is always possible. Remember that. Any type to boolean is always possible, but complex to int, complex to float, not possible. Complex to int, complex to float is not possible. Next time after that, how the complex function is implemented also we covered. Clear, right? These 5 functions are by default considered typecasting functions or type coercion functions, right? Converting from one type to another type. If you have int value, sir, into two like this, we can able to specify like this. Sir, whenever you are printing complex number, the internally, sir, this style by default is going to come. Usually, sir, 10 plus 20j. It means that this total thing is a single complex value to indicate that automatically while printing, sir, brackets are going to come. Don't think too much. Krishna, are you able to understand? The total thing is one number. The total thing is one number. To get that is nothing but like, sir, within square bracket, they grouped all those things. Beyond that, nothing. That is just a readability purpose, internal representation, right? Can I go for next one? Are you in a position to understand up to this? That's all. These are typecasting functions, right? Remember that. How to convert from one type to another type. What are various typecasting functions are there is nothing but like this. Sir. Next cinema, what we have to talk, sir, most valuable concept. Of course, before talking about next data types, we are dancing in just within these 5 fundamental data types only. Okay, int, float, complex, boolean, and then string. These are the only 5 data types we covered, sir. Slowly we will entering into the next remaining data types also. But before that, very important point we should aware, sir. Okay, sir, what that point is? Okay, here just observe immutable. Sir, do you know the people who are coming from Java background, you can able to understand very easily what is the word is immutable. Immutable word will become very easy for you people, right? Sir, immutable versus fundamental data types. Remember this one. All fundamental data types are immutable. Remember that, sir. All fundamental data types are immutable. That is, once we create an object, okay, we can't perform any changes in that object. If we are trying to change, then those changes, a new object by default will be created. Sir, created. This behavior is nothing but what? Immutability. Let me repeat once again, sir. Once we create an object, sir, I created one object, sir. Assume that I created one object. One object I created, sir. Sir, assume one object I created. Now you are not here. Content is the 10. You can't change the content. If any person trying to change the content, with that change, a new object by default will be created. This non-changeable nature is nothing but immutable. Remember that, sir. This non-changeable nature is nothing but what? Immutability. Okay, sir. Now, why immutability concept is required in the Python? What is the advantage of that? What is the advantage of that, sir? Very simple. Just observe. Sir, I'm asking x is equal to 10. Listen very carefully, sir. Let me repeat, because there are some people are there who are not coming from Java background. Can you please confirm once how many people don't know about this immutable word, so that I will repeat once again with more clarity. Please respond. How many people require much information about immutability? Yes, good, good. Respond so that I will keep my explanation. Okay, sir. Very simple. Very simple. Yeah. Okay, enough. Sir, now observe that. Enough. Just listen. Observe that. Okay, mutable. General English words. Mutable means what? Changeable. Sir, it's the general word. Mutable means changeable. Okay, changeable. Happily you are allowed to change, man. No problem at all. Yes, no problem. You are allowed to change. But immutable, you can't change. Non-changeable. Are you getting that? What is the meaning of that, sir? Non-changeable. Are you getting? Non-changeable. Sir, you are not allowed to change the content. Such a type of nature is by default considered as immutable. What is the need and so on I will discuss. Don't worry. Sir, can you please tell everyone what is the meaning of immutable? Immutable means only one word. Only one word in your mind. What is that word? What is that word? Non-changeable. Non-changeable. Sir, once we create, that is the final. You are not allowed to change it, sir. You are not allowed to change. Why? This meaning is nothing but non-changeable. This non-changeable meaning is nothing but immutable, right? Sir, why immutability concept is required for fundamental data types? All fundamental data types are immutable. Remember that. Okay? All fundamental data types are immutable. Sir, I'm taking x is equal to 10. Listen very carefully, sir. X is equal to 10. Can you please tell what is the diagrammatic representation of this x, sir? Yes, ma'am. What is the diagrammatic representation of this x? Sir, here have you observed? This is the 10 and the x is reference variable for that. Sir, have you remembered? I covered already. Sir. Everything in Python is an object only. Sir, int value is also object, float value is also object, complex value is also object, string value is also object, boolean value is also object. Everything in Python is an object only. That's why, sir, x is equal to 10 means this is the memory representation. Clear? Yes, ma'am. Are you able to understand up to this? Respond. Are you able to understand up to this? Okay, well, sir, now I'm taking in the next line x is equal to 11, sir. Oh, I'm changing the content of x. I'm trying to change the content of x. Internally, what will happen is this 10 will be replaced with 11. Don't feel like that. Because the reason is, once we create an integer object, you are not allowed to change the content. Remember this one, you can't. This value is always final, 10 only, right? So, but still I'm trying to change. What will happen is, a new object will be created with the value 11. Now onwards, sir, this link by default will be gone. X is pointing to this object, and this object is eligible for garbage collection. Are you getting? Am I performing any change in the existing object? No, I'm not performing any change in the existing object. I'm creating, it is internally, a new object by default will be created and x is pointing to that object. This nature is nothing but immutability concept. Non-changeable is nothing but what? Immutable. All fundamental data types are immutable. Remember that, sir. Integer objects are immutable. Next, floating point objects are immutable. Boolean objects are immutable. Next, string objects are immutable. Next, even, sir, complex numbers also by default immutable. Everything by default is immutable. Clear? Are you able to understand up to this? Yes, man. Are you able to understand up to this? Okay. So, sir, now, yes, garbage collector is there in the Python. Vedant, it is there. So, if everything is an object, then everything must be immutable. Obviously, Divya, yes, if you are changing something, automatically a new thing is going to be created internally. Yes, it is like that the Python is implemented, sir, immutable. Then immediately you ask, sir, if it is keep on creating new object, definitely there may be a chance of problem, sir. Memory is going to be wasted, performance is going to be down, like some people may feel. Anyone there? Anyone like this? Sir, keep on creating new object. Memory will be wasted. Performance is going to be down. Anyone feeling like that? Please respond. Please respond. Anyone feeling like that? Okay. Make sure, sir. Really, it is advantage feature only. What is the reason? What is the reason? Advantage feature is, sir, garbage collector will kill the unused object. Old object will be destroyed automatically by garbage collector. We are not required to worry. Okay. But still, why this immutability concept is there? Take a bit very special care about this terminology, right? What is that point is, observe that carefully, sir. Why this concept? Why this concept is required? Okay, x is equal to 10. X is equal to 10. Can you observe? I want to print address of x. What I'm taking? ID of x. You know, right? How you can able to print address of x? ID of x. ID of x. Now I'm taking y is equal to 20. Sorry, y is equal to 10. So now I'm taking ID of y, sir. ID of y. Or otherwise, let me remove these IDs. Sorry, x is equal to 10, y is equal to 10. Can you please tell total how many objects are there? Respond. How many objects are there? Ayo, respond, man. How many objects are there? Sir, make sure. Good. The people who are coming from Java, they can able to, they are telling, maybe the remaining people also compulsory you require to get. Remember. Sir, what is the x is equal to 10? What is the value of x? What is the value of x? 10 only. Then immediately, here just observe that. Immediately, here just have a look once, sir. Immediately, sir, Python is going to create an object 10. X is the reference variable for that. Listen a bit carefully, sir. X is the reference variable for that. Now, sir, y is equal to 10 is required to create. In Python, if any object is required to create, create. First Python, what is going to do? Array, what is the content 10? For the 10, already I am creating an object or not? Yes, I created already an object with the 10. Why you require to create another new object? Unnecessary memory waste, performance is going to be down. Why don't you reuse, sir, like this? Are you getting? Why don't you reuse like this? Tomorrow, if I'm taking z is equal to 10, then z is also pointing to the same object. Tomorrow I'm taking L is equal to 10. L is also pointing to the same object. Are you getting? If the same content required repeatedly, not recommended to create separate object, we can create only one object and all the references are going to be shared. The biggest advantage here is performance by default is going to be improved. Memory utilization is going to be saved. Memory utilization is going to be improved, sir. Because we are not required to create 4 objects. We require to create how many objects, right? Only one object only. So we can reuse. Object reusability. Is it advantage feature or not? Yes. In Python, the internally values are implemented in this style. So to get memory utilization, performance improvements, right? Make sure. Up to this is the clear? Yes, ma'am. Up to this is the clear? Okay, x and y point into the same object then. So that's what. Just observe a bit very carefully about this one, sir. So if I want x is equal to 100, y is equal to 100, z is equal to 100, and so on, 1000 times 100 is required. We never going to create a separate object for every time. Only one object and reused by multiple people, so that performance is going to be improved. Clear? Yes. Clear? Are you in a position to understand up to a certain level? Are you getting right? Sir, here one small issue is also there. What is the advantage I'm going to get? Just let me open the paint so that you people can able to understand very easily, sir. Observe that. Observe a bit carefully, sir. I'm taking x is equal to 10. I'm taking, or otherwise 1 minute. So let me take more meaningful example, sir. Sir, I want water registration system. Water registration system I want to develop, sir. Best example to understand. what all registration system I want to develop, sir, or Aadhaar number registration like this. Okay, what I'm going to take, what I'm going to take here is, observe that carefully, sir. Sir, there are 1 crore, assume that, sir, there are 1 crore voters are available, sir. 1 crore voters are there in Hyderabad. Assume that 1 crore voters are there. Every voter required to register in the voter registration system. Every voter has to provide several fields, like what is his name, what is the father name, what is the mother name, next, and after that, what is the husband name, next, what is the address, next, there are several fields he required to provide. Sir, for the first voter, he provided city name as Hyderabad. He provided city name as Hyderabad. Are you getting that? Voter 1 provided city name as Hyderabad. Then immediately, sir, an object will be created. What is the city name, sir? Can you respond? Hyderabad. What is the city name? Hyderabad. And what is the reference variable name, sir? V1. Okay, V1, like this, right? For the first line, this is the memory representation, right? Now, second voter came, sir. Sir, more concentration must be required, more thinking must be required. Otherwise, just remember the conclusion. All fundamental data type objects are immutable. That point is enough. Why it is immutable? What is the reason for that? What advantage we are going to get? If you want, just observe this analysis. Otherwise, happily you can sleep. Once this discussion completed, I will update you. Hurry, please wake up, because that discussion completed like that. I'm getting a bit internal thing I'm trying to explain, but so more concentration must be required. Okay, sir, now first voter came. Sir, my city name is Hyderabad. For that Hyderabad, one Hyderabad object got created by Python. V1 is the reference variable. Excellent. Now V2 came, sir. V2 person came. Sir, my city is also Hyderabad only. My city is Hyderabad. He provided city name as Hyderabad. Then he required, for this person, we required to create a Hyderabad object. Immediately, what the Python is going to tell, array, voter 2, second voter, just now I created Hyderabad, same content only. Why don't you reuse? Like immediately for V2 person also, same object is going to be reused. Sir, V3 person came. V3 is also Hyderabad only. Like, do you know, sir, V1 crore came. His city name is also Hyderabad only, right? Are you getting? His city name is also Hyderabad itself only, right? Then V3 city name is Hyderabad. Next and after that, 1 crore city name is also Hyderabad only. Sir, all these people point into the same object. Now think a bit very carefully, sir. How many voters are there? Array, how many voters are there? 1 crore. 1 crore voters are the same city. City name is always same or not? Yes, 1 crore voters of Hyderabad. City name is always Hyderabad only, right? Now my question is, how many Hyderabad objects got created? Yes, man. How many Hyderabad objects got created? Only one. How many references point into that object? 1 crore references. Sir, creating 1 crore separate object or creating one object, share that object for 1 crore people. Which is recommended? Create one object and sharing, or create separate object for every requirement. Which is the recommended? First one or second one? One object share for all the people is always recommended. So one object, we are not required to create 1 crore object. How much memory will be improved, how much performance improvements are there, you people can aware. That's why Python follows this approach. Regarding internally, Python is always following this approach only. If an object is required to create, my Python never going to create that object directly. First it will check, is there any object already available or not? If it's already available, then it's always going to use existing object only. It never going to create an object, because the advantage here is performance by default is going to be improved, memory utilization by default is going to be improved. Clear? Yes, man. Are you in a position to understand? Sir, is there any limit for the reference? Number of references? No limit. If you want, you can take 10 crores also. No problem at all. Okay? Well. Sir, what is the advantage of this approach? What is the advantage of this approach? Yes, man. What is the advantage of this approach? This approach is memory utilization improved and performance by default will be improved, sir. Good. Now take a bit very special care, sir. Now take very special care, sir. Where is the practical proof? Where is the practical proof? Sir, I'm taking here x is equal to or otherwise, sir, v1 is equal to hyd. I'm taking v1 is equal to hyd. V2 is equal to hyd. I'm taking V3 is equal to hyd. I'm taking, sir. Again, sir, hyd. I'm taking. Content is the same. Sir, now can you? Oh shit. V3 capital letter I used, sir. V3 is equal to hyd. That's all. Hyd like this. Sir, can you please tell? Forget about this V3. Please ignore. How many V3 objects? How many Hyderabad objects I created? Internally created? Only one. But how many references are there? 3 references. Sir, where is the proof, sir? Very simple. ID of V1. Let me print. What is that value, sir? 497061144. The address of V1. Next, ID of V2. What is the answer? Is the same answer I have to get or not? Array, because V1, V2, V3 point into the same address, same object. That's why, am I able to get the same answer or not? Similarly, ID of V3, sir. V3, have you observed? Is it the same answer or not? Yes. So, how many Hyderabad objects got created, sir? Only one object only. But how many references point into that? 3 references point into that object. So that memory utilization by default will be improved, performance by default will be improved. Clear? Are you able to understand? Up to this? Take very special care. If you are getting something, compulsory you should miss something. If you are getting something, compulsory you should miss something. Okay? What is that? Next, sir, student is asking the doubt. What is this number? What is this number? Please respond. Aish is asking this doubt. What is this number, sir? This number is address of internal object. Sir, V1. V1 point into an object or not, sir? V1 point into an object. Sir, what is the address object? What is the address of this object? That thing is nothing but this number. Are you getting it? How many Hyderabad objects are there? Only one. The address of V1, address of V2, address of V3 always the same. Are you getting? Aish, are you able to understand, right? Yes? No response. Are you getting right? Okay, that's all. Sir, now take a bit very carefully about this one, sir. What is my doubt is, what the doubt here is, sir, V1, V2, V3 and so on, V1 crore point into how many objects? How many objects, right? V1, V2, V3 and so on, V1 crore point into how many objects? Only one object. Sir, suddenly V3 person transferred from Hyderabad to Warangal. Assume that. Sir, V3 person transferred from Hyderabad to Warangal. He has to change his city name. Okay. Suddenly, sir, what he is doing? V3 city name. V3 city name is Warangal. V3 city name is Warangal. Like this, Warangal. Like I'm taking, sir. Okay. If I can take Warangal, what will happen is, do you know, this Hyderabad is going to be replaced with Warangal. Assume that, sir. If it is going to replace with Warangal, all the remaining references are going to be affected or not. Remember that. Forget about memory utilization, performance improvements. But here, sir, because if this person is changing, all the remaining references are going to be affected. All the references are going to be affected. Then, is it a problem or not? Is it abnormal behavior of application or not? Yes, Sabda, currently I entered my city name as Hyderabad man. After 10 minutes, able to check. After 10 minutes, if I can able to check, sir, my city name became Warangal. I never changed it because some person changed it. Okay, after 10 minutes, I check, my city name will become Mumbai. Are you getting? My city name by default will become Mumbai. Like, so it is always a bigger problem, right? Remember that. So that's why how you can able to come this one. What Python people did is, once we create an object, this object can be shared by multiple references. This object can be shared by multiple references. Remember that this object can be shared by multiple references. That's why if any person trying to change the content, all the remaining references are going to be affected. All the references are going to be affected. To overcome this problem, we are not allowed to change the content. If for V3 required to change the city name to Warangal, with that a new object will be created with the Warangal. Only V3 point into that object. Are you getting? Only V3 point into that object, but still V1, V2, V1 crore point into the same Hyderabad object only. Is it clear? Are you able to understand, right? Okay. So what is the meaning? What is the meaning? Why immutability concept is required? Several people are sharing the same object. If one person changing the content, all the remaining people are going to be affected. To overcome this problem, immutability concept is required. Remember that, sir, immutability concept is required. Make sure. Sir, suppose now V3 is equal to Hyderabad will be gone because V3 is Warangal, right? Now onwards V3 point into Warangal only. But still this object is there. This object is used by remaining references. That's all. Clear? Are you able to understand? Next, Nirmal Kumar, you are asking some doubt. After V3 is equal to Warangal, now V3 now onwards point into the Warangal and it is not pointing to the Hyderabad. This link will be gone. Okay, only this link by default will be gone, sir. This link won't be there, but the object is available. Next and after that, the object is available. Next and after that, V1, V2, V1 crore point into the same object only. Observe. Very important point, sir. Make sure, sir. I will show. Don't worry, sir. Now here the important point you should aware. Why immutability concept is required in the Python? If any person is asking this much level, we have to go further. Sir, in Python, same object can be used by multiple references. If one person is trying to change the content, remaining people are going to be affected. To prevent that, if any person trying to change the content in the existing object, it should not be changed. With the changes, a new object will be created. That a new object will be used by the required person. Is it clear, right? Sir, why, sir, this object, why this existing object is not going to be changed? The reason is because all the people are going to be affected, man. Remember that, sir. That's what you people should be aware. So in the interview room, if any person is asking, hey, can you please tell why immutability is required for your objects? Why immutability required here for Python object? Simple, sir. I want to enjoy memory utilization and performance, sir, without having any side effects. So for that, immutability concept is required. Remember that. So the same example I want to execute for you people, right? Just to take a bit very special care. Okay. Here, observe. Let me remove. Let me start freshly, sir. Observe very carefully, sir. V1 is a HYD. Sir, let me take all our lowercase letters. It is easy for typing. V1, okay, like that. Sir, next V2 is equal to HYD, like this I'm taking. Yes, V3 is equal to HYD, like this I'm taking. Next, sorry, V3, sorry. V3 is equal to HYD, like this I'm taking. Next V4 is equal to HYD. Don't feel I'm going to create 1 crore, okay? Like that. Sir, can you please tell how many references are there? Please respond. How many references are there? Four references, okay? V1, V2, V3, V4. But how many objects are available? How many objects are available? Only one object. Sir, where is the proof? Where is the proof? You can ask, hey, V1, you are pointing to which object? What is the address? Address. I'm asking ID of V1. ID of V1. Can you please observe? What is the answer I'm getting? 47478080, sir. Oh, fancy number. ID of V2 I'm asking. Hey, V2, you are pointing to which object? Sir, 47478080. Sir, ID of V3 I'm asking. What is the answer, sir? 4747 like. Are ID of V4 I'm asking. What is the answer, sir? 47478080. Clear? Up to this, is it okay? Are you getting right? Now, how many objects are there? How many objects are there? Only one object. Only one object. But how many references are available? How many references are available? 4. All the 4 references point into the same object or not? Yes, assume that this is the object, sir. Sir, V1, sir, V2, V3, V4, V1, V2, V3, V4 point into same object. Suddenly, V3 person want to change his city name. If he want to change the city name, observe that V3 is equal to, sir, WGL. Assume that Warangal, right? Sir, V3 person change. Now, observe the diagram. Can you please tell how many objects are there currently? How many objects are there currently? 2 objects. Correct or not? Sir, one object is HYD object. Second object is WGL. So, first object is nothing but HYD. Second object is WGL. Now, my question is, please respond, sir. Now, my question is, HYD pointed by how many objects? Sir, after this line, HYD pointed by how many objects? V1 point into that, V2 point into that, and the V4 point into that. But WGL is pointed by only V3, sir. WGL pointed by only V3. Remember that. Correct or not? Are you able to understand this diagram? Yes, man. Are you able to understand this diagram? Okay. Now observe. Ask the question. ID of V3. ID of V3, sir. ID of V3. Is it the same address or different address? Same address or different address? But now you can ask ID of V1. ID of V1, same answer. ID of V2, same answer. ID of V4, same answer. Are you getting? ID of V4, same answer. I hope you can able to understand, right? So, why immutability concept is required? If multiple people are going to share same object, if one person is trying to change, all the remaining people are going to be affected. That's why. So, to prevent that, if any person trying to change, with that change, a new object will be created. So, that's why immutability concept is required for Python objects. Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand? At least basic idea, please. At least basic idea. It was thoda, kunchum. Are you able to get? Sir, the reason for that is, if you can ask this question, for 100% of Python programmer, 99% of the people are not going to tell, sir. Array, immutability concept, all Python objects are immutable. Why, man? Fundamental objects are immutable. Fundamental objects are immutable. Fundamental data type objects, like int object, like these objects are immutable. Why immutability is required? This is the internal reason. You people should have clear clarity, right? Okay, so that's all. Previous V3 link by default will be gone, sir. Okay, that's all. This is what you people should aware. So all fundamental data type objects are immutable. Next, the only 2 things you people should aware, sir. Point number 1: everything in Python is an object. Okay. Second one, sir. All fundamental data types. Sir, can you please tell which are fundamental data types? I forgot, sir. Which are fundamental data types? Can I spell out, sir? Int, next and after that, int. What is the next one? Float, next bool, next complex, next and after that str. So these data types are immutable. Remember that. Sir, don't fail. Every object is immutable in Python. Sir, tomorrow we are going to cover list objects. Tomorrow we will discuss about list. List is not immutable. List is not immutable. Observe that. List is not immutable, but tuple is immutable. The remaining, every remaining object is immutable. Don't feel like that, sir. Okay? Sir, make sure all objects are not immutable. All fundamental data types objects are immutable, right? Remember. Clear? Are you in a position to understand? Yes? Please observe that. Okay? That's it. Now, if you feel comfortable up to this, then I will go for next level. But anyway, in the very basic classes, I want to show the test. But how many people are following? I don't know. I don't know that. Okay? Just observe. Yes, Shubham. Like Java, it is possible to create our own immutable classes. No problem at all. Yes, we can able to do that. There is a way. There is a way. In the OOPS concept, sir, if it is required, we will discuss. There is a way, sir. Yes, now. Can I go to the next level? Array? Completely hands up. Sir, this video especially, you require to attend second time. This video, this immutability concept, compulsory you require to attend second time. Okay? To get n number of doubts by default, you are going to get. Now, I have one small chota doubt. Take very, very special care. Okay? Here I'm taking x is equal to 10. Y is equal to x is equal to 10, y is equal to 10, sir. Sir, if you want to check x and y, both are pointing to the same object. Sir, both are pointing to the same object or not? Please guide. Please guide. Both are pointing to the same object or not? Yes. X and then y. Both are pointing to the same object or not? Yes. To check whether both references point to the same object or not, what we have to use? X is y. Are you getting? Sir, is operator we are going to use, right? If you use is operator, sir, if both x and y point into the same object, then it returns true. Remember that. Sir, instead of using, sir, what is the memory address of x? What is the memory address of y? Instead of that, x is y, x is y or not? If I'm using x is y, what is the meaning is, sir, if it returns true means x and y both are pointing to the same object or not. Clear? Are you able to understand? Sir, we are not required to use id. Now onwards we can able to use which one, sir? Is. Are you getting right? Is. Sir, x is y. Sir, print of or otherwise x is y. What is the answer? Array, x is y. What is the answer? What is the answer? True. Similarly, y is x. What is the answer? Y is x. What is the answer? True only. True only. Both are. Sir, x and y both are pointing to the same object. Sir, x and y pointing to the same object or not? Y and x pointing to the same object or not? Same. Okay, that's all. This is you people should aware. Is operator means always going to check reference comparison. Both are pointing to the same object or not? Like in Java, we have double equal operator, right? That double equal operator here in Python is nothing but is operator, right? Clear? Are you able to understand? Yes. Okay. Now have a look once, sir. Don't get shocked. Don't get shocked by saying x is equal to 10, y is equal to 10. X is y or not? What is the answer? X is y or not? What is the answer? True is the answer. Y is x or not? Y is x or not? What is the answer? True is the answer. Clear? Any explanation is required? Yes, man. Okay. Now, please guide properly. Okay. X is equal to true I'm taking. X is equal to true I'm taking. Y is equal to true I'm taking. Z is equal to true I'm taking. Sir, how many true objects will be created? Don't think too much. How many true objects will be created? Only one. But how many references point you to the same object? 3 references. Good, man. Excellent, man. You are you are following very well. Sir, x is y is z. Next and after that, z is x. Like sir, all cases are true because all are pointing to the same object, right? Okay, that's all. Even in the case of Boolean also, we never going to create 3 objects, only one object shared. So memory utilization, performance by default will be improved. Clear, right? Yes. Now Think a bit very carefully. X is equal to 256. Y is equal to 256. Yeah, 256, 256. X is Y or not? What the answer? Hey, respond, man. X is Y or not? What the answer? Yes, 100% pakka true is answer. True is answer. Similarly, X is equal to 1 minute. X is equal to, sir, I'm taking X is equal to, sir, 257 I'm taking. X is equal to 57. Y is equal to 257. Next, X is Y or not? What the answer? Huh? You are thinking, man. Already I covered. Don't try to execute. Concentrate only on the lesson. After this class completion, you can execute. What the answer we are going to get? Wonderful, man. Your expected answer is observe that. Are you getting right? So we are getting which answer, sir? Which answer? X is Y is a false only. Remember, reusing same object. Such type of flexibility is available from 0 to 256 only. Okay, that internal point also you people should aware, sir. I'm telling very seriously, sir. I can able to think, sir. Then you can learn all these things. Sorry, sir. We can't think like, remember, we don't know about all this. Just remember only one point, man. Sir, everything is an object in Python. Next, all fundamental data types are immutable. What the meaning of immutable? Non-changeable. That's all. That thing is more enough, man. Okay, the people who have the zeal to know internal things, then you can. Okay, so reusing same object is applicable only in this case, in the case of integer. Remember this one, sir. Why only this particular case? Because this is the most commonly used range for the programmer. That's why reusing the same object concept applicable only for most commonly used concepts. Okay, remember that. Next, if I consider float types, think a bit very carefully. Think a bit very carefully, sir. Float type, observe that. Sir, are you getting? Are you getting? Until, what is the range? In the case of which range, sir? 0 to, I forgot, 0 to 256. Remember, 0 to 256 only, reusing the same object. Outside of this range, always going to create a new object only. Okay, here X, idea of X, some number, idea of Y. Can I get the same number? Can I get the same number? No, different number. Are you getting the different number like this? Now, think a bit very carefully, sir. X is equal to 10.0. 10.0. Y is equal to 10.0. Can you please tell X is Y? What's the answer? Immediately you have to tell, man. X is equal to true. What's the answer? Remaining people are silent. I don't know. What's the answer? True is the answer. Immediately the answer is false is the answer. False is the answer. The reason is for floating point data types. Okay, reusing is not there, man. Reusing concept is not there. Remember that. Next, X is equal to, sir, 10 plus 20j. Y is equal to 10 plus 20j. Sir, X is Y. What the answer? What the answer? Now you are getting the doubt. Safe side, silence is always recommended. Huh? What the yeah, I can able to get. What the answer, sir? Okay, the answer is, yes, the answer is false is the answer. Because because sir, for complex numbers, for floating point number, this concept is not there. For complex number, floating point number, reusing concept is not there. Always a new object is going to be created. Remember that. Okay, just listen this video one more time, then you may get some doubts. Sir, tomorrow I will explain in detail